Imagine this. You wake up one morning, step outside, and the world feels different. The colors seem brighter, the air feels lighter, and for the first time in forever, you're not lost in the noise of your mind. The constant chatter of what's next or what if has melted away, leaving behind a quiet, steady hum of something far deeper. What if I told you this isn't some unattainable mystical experience, but something you could reach right here, right now? Let me guide you on a journey, not one that takes you across continents or through dense jungles, but a journey inward. It's a journey that the philosopher Douglas Harding, an unsung hero of modern spiritual thought, dedicated his life to exploring. Harding asked one simple yet groundbreaking question: who are you, really? And trust me, the answer is nothing like what you've been told. Take a moment and ask yourself, who am I? Perhaps you answer with your name, your job, or your relationships. But is that really who you are? The truth might be more elusive than you think. The late Douglas Harding spent his life challenging the very concept of identity. His profound insight was that the you think you are, the face you see in the mirror, the roles you play, the labels you carry, is an illusion. He boldly claimed that this is the greatest lie humanity has ever believed. Why is it a lie? Because these identities are transient. They shift, change, and dissolve with time, much like waves on the surface of an ocean. The roles you occupy today may be different tomorrow, yet beneath the surface, there is something far deeper and more enduring: the ocean itself. Harding referred to this unchanging essence as the headless self, an awareness that lies beyond the ever-changing story we tell ourselves. It's the timeless, formless presence that simply is. A startling revelation. You can't uncover this truth through intellectual pursuit alone. The only way to experience this deeper reality is through meditation. By quieting the mind and turning inward, you begin to peel away the layers of false identity and touch the boundless awareness that lies at the core of who you truly are. Meditation isn't just about sitting in silence or following the latest wellness trend. It's a powerful tool that has been lying dormant within us all, waiting to be rediscovered. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to forget that we have access to a superpower capable of transforming how we experience life. Imagine your mind as a busy train station with thoughts constantly coming and going in all directions. Every moment, a flurry of activity pulls your attention in countless ways. Meditation, however, is like stepping off that train, distancing yourself from the chaos. It's the practice of becoming an observer rather than a passenger in your own life. When you take a step back and simply watch your thoughts, you start to realize that you are not defined by them. You are the one who is observing. This shift is crucial because, as long as you're entangled in the noise of daily life, it's nearly impossible to hear the truth of who you truly are. Harding described this as a cloud covering the sun. Your true self, like the sun, is always shining, but the cloud of ego and distractions hides it. Meditation is the wind that clears those clouds, revealing the brilliance that's been there all along, just waiting to be seen. Let's get down to the basics. Meditation doesn't have to be an intricate ritual. It starts with something simple, yet profound: concentration. The idea is to pick a single point of focus. It could be the steady rhythm of your breath, the flicker of a candle flame, or even the repetition of a mantra. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you give your restless mind something to concentrate on. The trick is not to overthink it. The key is to provide the mind with a task, a simple one, to keep it from wandering aimlessly. Douglas Harding believed that concentration was the foundational step to quieting the loud voice of the ego. In the beginning, your thoughts won't be cooperative. They'll rebel, like an unruly child refusing to take a nap. Your mind will resist. It'll pull you in 1,000 directions, each thought louder than the last. But don't be discouraged. Keep returning to your point of focus. Keep your attention tethered to the breath, the flame, or the mantra. The storm of thoughts will eventually settle, and in that stillness, something truly magical happens. You begin to experience the space between your thoughts, that quiet, peaceful gap where the noise of the mind falls away. And in that space, you'll discover something infinite, something timeless. It's the beginning of recognizing that your mind is not your master. Instead, it's more like a noisy, overbearing roommate who thinks it knows everything. Meditation is about learning to stop identifying with that noisy roommate. You start tuning into the deeper, quieter presence within you, the one that has always been there, hidden beneath the surface of all the mental chatter. Harding described this shift as seeing without a head. It sounds strange, but it's powerful. What he meant is that when you let go of the ego, the so-called head, you begin to see yourself and the world differently. You stop being the person watching the movie of your life. Instead, you become the screen on which that movie is playing. In this space, you're no longer the subject of your thoughts. You are the witness, the silent observer, the awareness that is ever present and infinite. Let's get honest with ourselves. How much of our lives have we spent chasing after things we think will bring us happiness, money, success, love, and the approval of others? We hustle, we strive, we accumulate, hoping each new goal, each new achievement will fill the emptiness we feel inside. And sure, these things can give us a fleeting sense of joy, a momentary high. But it never lasts, does it? Soon we're left wanting more, chasing the next shiny object as the initial rush fades away. The cycle repeats, and still, something feels off. Douglas Harding would call this pursuit a misguided one. He'd say that we're trying to fill an infinite void with finite things. It's like trying to satisfy your thirst with salt water. The more you drink, the thirstier you become. No matter how much success we achieve, no matter how much wealth we accumulate, there's always an underlying sense of dissatisfaction. It's never enough. And yet, we keep chasing, thinking that one more thing will finally complete us. Here's where meditation flips everything on its head. It doesn't promise you material wealth or worldly success. Instead, it offers you something far greater, the realization that you don't need any of those external things to feel whole. The infinite abundance, the deep sense of fulfillment you've been desperately searching for. It's been within you all along. It's not something to be found out there. It's something to be uncovered within. So why aren't we taught this? Why isn't meditation a cornerstone of our education or daily lives? Harding had a theory. Modern society thrives on distraction. Every advertisement, every app, every notification is designed to pull your attention outward. Why? Because a distracted mind is an easily controlled mind. And in this world of constant distractions, it's all too easy to forget what's truly important. But here's the good news. You don't have to play along. Meditation is your silent revolution, a way to reclaim your attention, your time, and your freedom. It's a practice that reminds you that you are not the sum of your possessions, achievements, or external identities. You are the infinite awareness that lies beneath it all. Harding once had a profound realization while sitting quietly, gazing at a landscape. In that moment, he understood that he had no head. This wasn't a hallucination or some abstract concept. It was a visceral, real experience. In that instant, he ceased to be Douglas Harding looking at the world. Instead, he became the world. He was no longer separate from it. He had become one with it. And this isn't just reserved for mystics or sages. Harding believed, and countless meditators have experienced, that this state of awareness is accessible to anyone. All it takes is practice. Meditation is the path to that realization. So, are you ready to take that first step? Here's how you can begin. Starting your meditation journey doesn't require anything extraordinary. The first step is to set aside just 15 minutes each day. It's not about finding hours of free time. Rather, it's about creating a small pocket of peace in your day. Choose a time when you can be uninterrupted and find a quiet place. This could be as simple as a chair in your living room, a cushion on the floor, or even the comfort of your bed. The goal is to find a space that feels calm and free from distractions. Once you've settled into your space, close your eyes and turn your attention to your breath. Breathe deeply, slowly, and naturally. Don't force anything. Just observe the sensation of the air filling your lungs and then leaving them. In the beginning, this might feel like a small and almost insignificant task, but with time, it becomes the anchor that holds you in the present moment. As you continue to meditate, your thoughts will inevitably wander. This is perfectly normal. The mind is restless by nature. When this happens, gently guide your focus back to your breath without judgment. There's no need to rush or try to force yourself into silence. Meditation isn't about achieving perfection, but about showing up with patience and allowing the stillness to unfold in its own time. Over time, you'll notice that these moments of stillness grow longer and the chatter of the mind will lose its grip on you. Here's a little secret about meditation that most people don't talk about. It doesn't happen all at once. There are no fireworks, no dramatic revelations. It's not like flipping a switch or experiencing an instant transformation. Instead, it's a slow, subtle unfolding, like watching a flower bloom one petal at a time. At first, you might not notice any changes. Your thoughts might still race, your mind might still be restless, and the world might feel just as chaotic as it did before you started. But don't let that discourage you. Keep going. Day by day, minute by minute, something shifts. Imperceptible at first, like the tiniest crack in a dam, but powerful enough to change the course of a river. Over time, as you practice, you'll begin to feel it. Your perspective broadens. The sharp edges of your anxiety soften. Your sense of self expands in ways that are hard to put into words. And then, almost without realizing it, you wake up one day and see the world and yourself in an entirely new light. Douglas Harding once said, "The world is not something you see, it is something you are." Meditation isn't just a practice, it's a way of life. It's the art of waking up to the infinite within you, realizing that you're not a drop in the ocean, but the ocean itself. So close your eyes, breathe, and begin your journey back to the boundless truth that has always been inside you.